Another victory recorded in the pursuit for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in as much as a lot of people have written Mazi Nnamdi Kanu off, stating that the fact still remains that they will not free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whether with Tinubu, without Tinubu, with Obi or without Obi, that the Fulani oligarchy said Nnamdi Kanu can never be freed because he is a terrorist. And we laugh over it, but not notwithstanding. 12 IPOB members released from prison after 4 years in detention. This is the month of April. Don't forget, Nnamdi Kanu have court case from 29th of this month until the 6th of May 2025. So, according to the information we are gathering, or rather, according to the intel, let me not speak the one that I know. I don't know the meaning. According to the intel we gathered at this my chambers, we are meant to understand that the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have started already. That many Biafrans who have been held unjustly, who have been held illegally in any detention facility across the so-called Zojuria, from today, or rather from yesterday, their freedom have already been signed and sealed. It is one step at a time, and to me, this one is another victory recorded. And I urge every other Biafrans out there who have been in one way or the other trampled upon their rights, both physically, spiritually, mentally, or otherwise, to please shed your sword, but rather use that sword, go back to the southeast and fight the Fulanis who have been released from all the whole African countries. The northern elders and the northern leaders, the northern politicians, both governors, House of Rep members, the past and the present presidents, past and present, emphasis on that word, remember that word, past and present. Past are IBB and the rest of them, Absalam and the rest of them. Then present is Muhammadu Buhari. All of them have invited all the whole Fulanis from the Western Sahel to do what? To trump in Nigeria. What are their mission? Make sure you people take over Biafra land by fire, by force. In fact, they told us that the killings, in fact, they said what we are witnessing before is just a child's play to compare to what is going to be happening now in the Biafra territory. And don't forget to, somebody said that what is happening in Okigwe is what do they call it? Is what they call it? Nigerian military. No, it is not Nigerian military. You better know this and know peace, because the person who made the statement said that they have started the conquering from Okigwe. According to them, they said Bayelsa belongs to them. They have taken over Bayelsa. They are operating from Okigwe, from Amofo, and from Nkaraha down going to Lokopanta. All these places, according to them, they said they have captured the whole of this place. And I ask this very simple question: where are men on the ground? Where is Ceros, the Biafran online commander? You see, this still boils down to that voice note that goes that day. It still boils down to that voice note we listen to that day from Finland, telling us how the Ogechukwu and his group have instructed the men on ground to do what? To never ever do any oppression that will warrant any killings of any Nigerian military. Not because they don't want to indict themselves, simply because they want to give Finland the narrative or this mindset that it was since Simon Ekpa's absence, that was when the military and the police and every other security personnel that belong to the Jew can operate freely in our land. In other words, it is kind of a setup. It is kind of betray of the highest order. They give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the kiss of death and say him bye-bye. What Judas Iscariot did to Jesus Christ is what Ogechukwu Kere, Akparawa, and Vam 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 have did to Simon Ekpa by using men on ground against him. And yet, they are blaming Ngozi Orebeze. Say, why is she not posting the men on ground activities on her platform? In other words, Finland, as I know, US, UK, Nigerian government, and every other Western allies, including France, know exactly that Ngozi Orebeze is a surrogate to Simon Ekpa. So whatever Ngozi posted on her platform that got to do with the bye in our land, my brother, they are going to take it off from there, and it will be a very heavy allegations and evidence against Simon Ekpa comes next month. So make on use on a brain. If you are a strong follower of Ngozi Orabueze, a very strong one at that, and you belong to that cabinet, my brother, post ye not. Don't post anything again about what is happening in Biafra territory. Unless the one the Nigerian government are killings. When you posted it, please tag the necessary authorities. Or both Finland government, Finland president, UK prime minister, UK government of a US, and every other person. But anyone, they say, hey, Biafra men on ground have captured anyone. Even if they tag you, my brother, delete it from your platform. It is a trap they want to use to catch Simon Ekpa forever. That is my advice to everyone out there. It may sound so funny, it may sound so unbelievable, but that is the real truth. If you like, you can as well use it to play football. Why my people, let us proceed. Other headlines here. According to what I have here, it said, I feel sad about current state of America. Olesho Yinka, let me take this word, or rather, let me borrow this word from my ancestors or from my fathers. Maybe you are his age mate. You are a mumu man, a very foolish man. I'm sorry, I am not abusing your age. I am not abusing you yourself. I am abusing your character. Your character, the smell. Olesho Yinka, who called Obi all manner of names. Olesho Yinka, who organized a protest against Goodluck Jonathan. 1 year into the, period to 1 year to Tinubu's government, this ugly monster was asked about Tinubu's performance. He said he cannot judge Tinubu by 1 year. After Tinubu have gone 1 year, going to 2 years. They asked him again to speak. He said he's not going to speak anything. After all, he didn't speak during the time of Goodluck Jonathan or Buhari. So why must he speak on that of Tinubu? Psychophancy. Hypocrites. Anything APC and Tinubu cannot do does not exist. Do you know that Tinubu have turned the monarch in Edo against his own people and even against the government's house? Edo state now, the monarch there, whether na Oba, Ewure, abi what they call him, respect your office or Oga Oba, but your office have compromised. Do you know that the palace was celebrating Okpebolo's victory at the court? They were celebrating. You can imagine celebrating such nonsense, such shenanigans, such charades, such lies, such deceit. The malpractices that gone to a election, my brother, even the blind shout, oh my God. Even the blind shout, oh my God. The blind cannot see, but they shout. That is what Palace is celebrating. All the whole Obas in Lagos State, not in Lagos, in the whole Yoruba land have been all compromised. All of them now are singing the song of Tinubu, courtesy of your oil money going into their personal pockets. And you think they are speaking for you? They don't have your time. Look at Soyinka. He did not speak about the condition of Nigeria. He go all the way to US, say he feels sad about the current state of America. Then what happened to US? What happened to Nigeria? You are not even pity. Oh, that means Nigeria is moving well in your own because they don't pack money through your pocket. Hey, they talk Yoruba people, fear them. Fear them, oh. Yoruba starts. Yoruba Ronu. Quran allows killing of all politics, not only permits killing of those who commit apostasy, Islamic cleric. When I don't see Amabi, so that tomorrow somebody will not come out and tell you that Quran does not condemn, Quran condemn killings. Now, a cleric can come out now to tell you that the Quran supports making the kill anyhow. So maybe they buy people anyhow. Nnamdi Kanu, Buhari threatened and declared second war against the Igbos. A lawyer Jimako, Oga, you don't lament too much. We'll get out of here. I beg my people, if I get this message, make a like, share, comment, and keep subscribing for more interesting videos coming your way. I, Okulora, is here to serve you. TGIF, thank God, say, a Friday we day. I beg, make a novel, say, I don't talk too much. 12 members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who have been incarcerated since May 24 of 2021 have regained their freedom. June. They captured them on May and they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu on June. Nigerian news report that the individuals were released from prison on Thursday, April 10 of 2025, following a ruling by the Ebonyi State High Court. The decision represents a significant legal triumph after nearly 4 years of imprisonment. The information was shared by the legal representative for IPOB, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, in a statement on his Facebook page on Thursday. These detainees were part of a larger group of 36 individuals arrested in 2021 and had previously been discharged and acquitted in earlier court decisions. However, they remained in custody due to delays in implementing those rulings. Their release was facilitated by the formal withdrawal of the latest charges against them by the Ebonyi State Director of Public Prosecution, acknowledging prior judicial decisions. This victory allows a formal application by the Ebonyi State Director of Public Prosecution, who, in acknowledgement of repeated judicial pronouncement, withdrew the latest charge filed against these 12 individuals, Ejiofor wrote. Barrister Ejiofor, who described the development as a long overdue respect for the rule of law, oversaw the release process and confirmed that prison authorities complied promptly with the court directive to hand over the detainees to him. Our legal team remains relentless and fully committed to securing the freedom of the remaining detainees, men who have also been discharged and acquitted by no fewer than 4 different high courts in Ebonyi State, he added. Although 12 of the detainees have been released, the situation for the others remains uncertain. Ejiofor conveyed a sense of hope, asserting that their release is not a question of if, but rather when, and that this moment approaches with each passing day. I feel sad about the current state of America. Mumu Wole Soyinka. Nobel Prize winner Professor Wole Soyinka has expressed his sorrow regarding the current situation in the United States under the leadership of President Donald J. Trump. It could be recalled that Soyinka stated in 2016 that he would renounce his green card if Trump were elected. Then do you renounce it? In a recent interview, Soyinka described the current situation in America as one of the saddest development phenomena that he knows of. Nigerian news report that Soyinka made this statement during an interview with freelance arts journalist Laura Collins Hooks, which appeared in the New York Times. In the article titled "At 90, Wole Soyinka revisits his younger, more optimistic self," Collins Hooks reported that the Nobel laureate feels troubled by the recent developments in the U.S., a country he once called home during his self-imposed exile, referring to it as a megaland. I just feel very, very sad that what is happening in the States should be happening in such a potentially progressive country. The Nigerian world-acclaimed writer said, "Ask if you feel safe in the United U.S. these days, given the current political atmosphere in which foreign governments, including Britain, Germany, and Canada, have warned their citizens about traveling to the United States." Soyinka said, "Oh, I have lived in a constant state of non-safety. I am so used to that. If I am walking through the street and they pick me up, I have no problem whatsoever. You know, my laptop is where it is. It is up in the clouds," he said with a smile. Since his return to the political scene, Trump has initiated a robust campaign targeting irregular immigration in the United States, while also implementing tariff increases on various trade partners worldwide, including Nigeria, where he set a 14% tariff on Nigeria exports to the U.S. The United States justified this 14% tariff on Nigerian goods by pointing to Nigeria's prohibition of 25 American products. In 2016, interactions with the Interview, Soyinka voiced his discontent regarding Trump's presidency, suggesting it posed a significant challenge for humanity. He further declared his intention to renounce his green card on January 20 of 2017, the day Trump was scheduled to be inaugurated as the 45th President of the United States of America. When asked if he still intends to trash the card, he said, "Come January 20, 2017, watch my wall exit." Wall exit indeed. Wall exit indeed. 2017 have come and gone. Quran allows killing of all polytheists, not only permits killing of those who commit apostasies, Islamic cleric. The national chairman of the Council of Ulama Jabwis, Nigeria, Sheikh Dr. Ibrahim Jalu Jalingo, has ignited a fierce controversy with his latest remarks on apostasy, calling for the execution of individuals who convert from Islam to another religion. In a provocative post shared on his Facebook page on Thursday, Jalingo, an influential figure with the Nigeria's Islamic community, reignited an age-old debate on the treatment of apostates with Islam. The cleric, who wrote in Hausa language, stated, "Whoever changes his religion should be killed," referencing a hadith attributed to Prophet Muhammad. Jalingo's statement came in response to a critique from a social media user, Masusuka, who had questioned the authenticity of the hadith, arguing that it contradicted the teachings of the Quran. The controversial hadith, which reads, "Whoever changes his religion, then kill him," has been widely debated among Islamic scholars, with different opinions on its interpretation and relevance in contemporary times. Defending his position, Sheikh Jalingo asserted that the hadith did not contradict the Quran. He pointed out to specific verses in the Quran, including Surah At-Tawbah 9.5 and Surah An-Nisa 4.8. Wahala, no, they finish. In conclusion, he said, "Fourth, you should know that Allah has abrogated the verse. There is no compulsion in religion with these verses that would have been mentioned, and revelation of the hadith itself that you have brought. Whoever changes his religion, he should kill him." And this is a clear fact in the revelation of glorious Quran. This is a brief response to this complex, blatant ignorance like that of prostitutes and prostitutes. That is the Masusuka. Nnamdi Kanu is on it again. Akada mama. Buhari threatened and declared second war against the Igbos. Alhaji Ejimako. Barrister Lawyer Ejimako has submitted that the 10 leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, is a prisoner of war and not a criminal. Speaking on Thursday via a statement posted on his X account, Ejimako, who is the special counsel to Kanu, also accused the former president Muhammadu Buhari of declaring a second war on the Igbo nation in Nigeria. He alleged that the long incarceration of the IPOB leader is simply a proxy war against Igbo and the entire Southeast. The lawyer specifically recalled Buhari's infamous remark about teaching the Igbos in the language they understand, claiming that this, along with the crackdown on Kanu, constituted a direct and sustained act of aggression against a region that so much loved the so-called country. When Buhari threatened to teach Igbo the language they understand, it was declaration of a second war on Igbos. The crowning glory was the capture of Nnamdi Kanu, seen by Buhari as the numero uno of Igbo leadership. Thus, Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of war, not a felon, Ejimako wrote on X. Ejimako's comment referenced controversially statement made by then President Buhari during a 2021 interview in which he vowed to deal with the secessionist agitators, particularly IPOB, in the language they understand best. Nigeria News report that Kanu has been in the custody of the Department of State Service, DSS, since he was kidnapped and repatriated from Kenya under forceful rendition in 2021. Meanwhile, Nnamdi Kanu has expressed confidence that he will soon be granted bail after spending 4 years in detention. Kanu shared his optimism during a visit from the President General of Igbo Community Association, ICA, Engineer Ikenna Elias Ezenekwe, who visited him at the Department of State Service, DSS facility in Abuja, where Kanu is currently being held, illegally. Of course, he's being held illegally. So anyway, my wonderful people, now we go take a break here, and I go hear my voice again when I come back. Just make sure you like, share, comment, to keep subscribing for more interesting videos coming your way, because I, Okulora, is always here to serve you. Okay, Messiano, my wonderful people. I'll be right back. Thank you.